There you go, here we have the first match. As you can kind of tell, I am just like talking over the games I had. In this video we are gonna go through 3 games. I'm planning on doing 3 games every episode of this. And it's gonna be a more analytic way of doing the episodes, because I wanna go through you guys, I wanna go through what I think and do in certain situations. So, while you're in jungle, there's not much to do other than kill the thing. So I immediately use my spell, put that on cooldown, go into the bush, auto attack. And then I'm gonna start spending some time looking around on the map, seeing for opportunities. I clearly see that this guy is losing hard, so that's not gonna be a lane I focus on. The only reason I will focus on that lane maybe is because if they overextend, I might go down there and be able to catch them off by the overextend to get the Uranus. Because they are winning it hard. While doing that, make sure I clear the lane, or the jungle here. So here, I see Uranus is almost back in lane, so I get ready to set up a gank. Lance is already low. The first skill is super good for engage, you go super quick, and then the second skill for follow-up, a lot of damage there. These players are not the best. This is still low rank, but you will see why I think this strat is actually a really interesting one. When you're in jungle, you don't have much lane presence, only when you gank. So my main objective is to make sure my lanes win as much as possible. So getting out those early ganks definitely help them out. Now Uranus is getting some space, you can get some free gold, he really needed that. Hilda is by far not a very fast jungler, she's just a very safe jungler. And she has some pretty good ganks because she can get in on lane very quickly. As you can see, I'm now gravitating towards top because I want to help out that lane too. So make sure to position myself at the camps where I actually want to help. I did help bot already. Now I'm looking on to going up top lane, helping them up there, make sure they get ahead in their lane too. We do see Vixen escaping with low HP, but she's already far gone. So I'm just gonna focus the Bruno, getting the easy kill. And Hilda, getting early kills is super important, not even just kills, just assist in general, because you want to stack up your ult charges. The sooner you get your 8 stacks, so your ult gets buffed, the better. And since we are in low rank, I am using that to its full potential by taking enemy camps too. And in low rank they don't really check bushes for if you're taking their camps, so I'm really using that. I also decided the fact that I wanted to go for rapid boosts instead of defensive boosts or attack speed boosts or something like that. Because since I'm in jungle and I mostly want to focus on getting around on the map and helping out lanes, I thought rapid boosts would help me with that, with the increased movement speed to roam around. Here, I'm trying to set up a gank on top lane. I'm already pretty fed, so I'm just gonna go in. You're already 2 levels above them, as you can see. Got a little bit bad start there because of Vixana, but we do finish it strong, get the Bruno. Now it's just the Vixana. If I'm in danger of her killing me, I can just go into a bush, but as you can see, I'm at this point pretty farmed. The scariest thing of Vixana is definitely that clone, and you'll see later on, like, Vixana is actually a super strong pick against me. I don't know if you noticed, but in the top of the map you can see Cyclops just standing AFK, or auto-attacking. That will come into fruition more later in the game, but as you can see, he's just standing still up there on the minimap. And it's actually kind of funny story. So just mark that down. Note that. Now, helping down bot lane. Just making sure I help every single lane. There you go. Killing the Akai made sure I now have my 8 stacks. So my ult is gonna do 50% more damage and also penetrate some of their physical armor. At this point, I'm very, very fed. And you can kind of see that. Yeah, now I notice the Cyclops and I'm like, what is actually going on? But yeah, this is what he's doing, and he's been doing for the last few minutes. Oh, I also decided to pick up the Windtalker, basically for the same reason as the rapid boost. I want to be fast to move around on the map, so it gives a bit of movement speed. Also, the attack speed helps me push towers, as you can see here. Since we have one AFK, as you can see, Cyclops is still sitting in the lake, and we have no one protecting bot. I noticed this, but I still want to keep pressure everyone else on the map. Make sure we're winning those lanes. And once we lose the inner turret, that's when I want to start protecting bot lane. Make sure they at least don't get the inhib turret. If they get the inhib turret, our lane will forever be pushing towards us, and that's very dangerous. So now my focus shift away from mid lane and onto bottom lane. Just make sure to protect the inhibitor turret, but also to start pushing since they have both turrets down here. Yeah, I cleared bot lane, killed a Kai, now I'm going mid lane to protect that one. Taking down 2 people, as you can see, Lance is not really reacting, so... Just macking him last, getting triple kill, making sure we try to clear out the enemies as much as possible. And then push mid, so we can get that turret right there. As you can see, Cyclops is still AFK. I'm not sure how enemy did not find him there. It's not like he's very hidden, he's not even in a bush, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, taking the mid turret now. Just making sure our lanes are pushing and winning. See if I can get the inhib turret. If you can get the mid inhib turret, I already know then that lane is always going to be pushing. But for now, that's not going to be possible, so I'm probably going to shift around my focus. I go ahead and kill the Vexana since she's the only one protecting mid. And yeah. So this is a 4v5. My first match is a 4v5. As you can see, I'm trying to carry this 21-0-0. I'm not trying to carry this by straight out kills, but I'm trying to carry this throughout pushing and making sure my lanes are pushing as much as possible. As much as I can. Getting the movement speed early was definitely the right call here, because I need to be in every lane. Now that we got the mid inhibitor turret, I can start shifting my pressure to other lanes, such as top and bottom lane, because my mid will automatically push most of the time due to the fact that our minions are stronger than their minions. And yeah, just making sure I clear out the enemy so they can't push or do anything. I clear them out super fast with my ult and my second ability. My damage is way above what they have right now. Now finally getting the top inhibitor, that's gonna relieve a lot of pressure on my shoulder, because I don't have to focus as much on top lane, because now that lane is gonna be pushing too. But I might just try and end the game here. As you can see, the Cyclops was actually AFK during that whole game, just standing there, right next to Scuttle Crab, and yeah, nothing really happened to him, so that's kind of interesting. It was a really good game because I felt like I really had to pay attention to where my enemies was, I had to pay attention to where my allies was, and I actually really put a lot of thought and effort into what exactly I needed to do at every moment to make sure we didn't get out pushed. Because we had one AFK and our teammates was mostly losing their fights and not paying attention to split push. So in my book, that was a really good game. I really enjoyed that one. Now on to the next one. Alright, this is the second game, guys. We still don't have any emblems yet. I hope to get it in the next video. Also, if you enjoy I'm not gonna cut anything out, you crazy? If you enjoy this series, man, smash the like button. If you get 30 likes on this video, my next video, yeah, I'll play Layla Jungle for one of the games. I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, you know, if we do lose the game, guys, it's over, series over. I'll have to find out something new, but I think it could be super fun to like throw in some non-meta shit, try out Layla Jungle. So yeah, 30 likes before I record the next video and I'll definitely pull out Layla. In this game, you see I go straight from red buff onto blue buff, and there's a very particular reason for this. Our bot lane I paid attention to a lot early game, and that looks like a lane I cannot help with, because both of the enemies are smashing our allies and they're staying on top of their HP. So I decided to go for top lane, which is kind of winning, but I kind of want to give myself an early advantage on my ult and just in general get an early advantage, because once I get that early advantage, I'll be able to help my lanes a lot more. But they do end up killing the enemy up there, and actually the enemy down bot lane too. So my rotation was not perfect here, so I decided to just farm, make sure I get as much farm as possible. I also decided for myself that I don't want to go on a lane like 3 minutes into the game. I know I should probably win mid, defend the turret here, but this is a jungle only challenge, so I don't want to be camping lane super early on in the game. Here I decide to get off, since they're both too healthy, they have a lot of CC, just go off, get the secure kill mid lane, make sure you protect that lane too. Hilda is in a bad position here. Kinda didn't even need ult. But getting the easy kill, going out. He was contemplating taking the lane, as I was talking about earlier, but I decided that that would be free gold and XP. That wouldn't be fair for me to take. Again, getting another free kill top lane. Trying to get the aura here too. Gonna be an easy kill. Getting those early kills, farming up stacks is a great way to just get fed with Hilda and getting out some stronger ganks. At this point, I start to farm a little bit of mid minions, since no one is really defending mid and there's a lot of clutter here. And I want to start pushing some to it, so I make sure my minions are pushing towards them and not the other way around. And once again, I decide to go for the rapid boot so I can move around on the map. I just saw Aura use her ult, so I'm not very afraid of ganking this lane. I'm already level 7, super far ahead of both of them up here, so just gonna make sure I set up a gank up here. Will does come in, but again, not super scared. I am very fed. Do a lot of damage to Will is super slow and he's engaged. Here, I decide I could just go to the bush, make sure I'm safe, but I try to bait him in thinking he has the advantage since I'm so low, and then I can just go into the bush once I know I can kill him. Get the shield, get the HP regen. Again, this is low rank, so I don't expect them to actually know how Hilda functions. As you can see, I spent most of my time up top lane because it just seemed like an easy lane to farm the early kills I need. Because there's 2 people up there, they play very aggressive, and my allies play very aggressive. So that's why I've been camping top lane. You see now, I will try to help my teammate. Maybe get a kill here. Actually don't remember. Looks like got a lot of damage off on Hilda, but Will saving her. Nah, she did not run away too fast. And at this point, I'm super fit. As you can see, I'm level 9, Dan's only level 5. And same for Will, so he even drags me into the bush here, so it's just gonna be some easy kills. I got my 8 stacks. My ult is gonna hurt a lot now. Even getting my Windtalker as I fight. And at this point, I feel very confident. We don't have an AFK this game. And I decide that I just kind of want to get this game over and done with. So I'm going to start playing a lot more aggressive, starting to push the turrets a lot more. As you can probably notice here is, I actually have someone defending bot lane this time. So I don't go bot lane at all this game. I decide on just focusing top and mid lane, making sure those lanes are winning enough. And then just letting my teammate defend bot lane, because he's actually doing a fine job. He's not dying, he's not really killing her that much either. But he's making sure she doesn't push, and that's all I need him to do. Because I can push way faster than she can, especially if she has to like constantly go back if she goes slow and stuff like that. So it's really, really good by Gus. I don't need him to pull some fast ones or anything. Just make sure the lane is safe while I make sure other lanes are safe. Now that I got the inhib, like I can kind of just focus on other lanes if I need be, and if I get the chance, I can just pull a fast one and push up top lane and win the game. I see an easy kill top lane, and I decide to just go for it. Take the shortcut through the turret once my minion's in there, and then go back and push the turret. I noticed I have minions with me, so I could try and push the base, but I also realized the minions are not enough HP for me to actually win the game right there, so I decided it's more important to just kill the turret and do some damage on their base. As you can see, bot lane is starting to struggle a little, but I'm tasting blood here. Losing an inhib is worth it if you can finish the game. Finishing the game is definitely more worth it. And here you can see I just go for it. My enemies are kinda clueless. I thought about going back, but then realized I could just end the game. And that makes game 2. It's a little bit it was a lot quicker than the first game. I didn't have to focus on bot lane at all, so I could just focus on pushing and applying pressure to those 2 lanes. And I didn't have to jungle as much because I just got very fed early game, and yeah, basically anyone they sent towards me I could kill pretty fast and then just focus on pushing again. So yeah, that was game 2, 1302 Hilda. Pretty good game. Now let's move on to the third game. Alright, here we have the third game. This is actually kind of an interesting game too. I had to change my build out quite a lot and have to adapt to my enemies, which is not something I expected that I needed to do at this rank. But as you can see, the issue here right now is we have a Tygroel solo mid against 3 range. He's against a God, a Layla, and a Clint. So I'm paying a lot of attention to this lane, because if they just push straight out, we could lose the game very fast. They already pushed Tigreal out of lane. Now farming the turret. So as you can see, while pushing or farming the jungle minion, I'm really looking at mid lane to see what's going on there. Because that could be us losing the game straight out if that is not addressed. But at the same time, I can't really go out there because Tigreal is low. He can't help me. I can't 1v3 people as a level 2. So currently just trying to farm up some XP and gold. If we lose a turret, we lose a turret. Right now, I just need to make sure I don't go in and just die, because then I'll just be useless for the rest of the match. But at the same time, I do know I need to help him. So I see Badang coming in. I see Tigreal is about ready. Decide to still go for this minion, because I do have retro up. Can take it fast. If they can go in first, I can kind of follow up and do some more damage. See Clint on half HP. Sadly, my team is not with me right now. So I wait for them to be in a bad position, and then I decide to go for the Clint. Hoping my teammates will follow up, but they're kind of stuck into it. Clint just surviving with a little bit of HP. Any sort of help from either Badang or Tigreal would definitely have gotten that kill. Anyway, back to jungle with me. Mid lane is kind of okay for now. I see that Layla decides to go top, so there's a lot less pressure on Tigreal. I can now focus a bit more on my farming and making sure I actually go to lanes where I know I'll get a kill, instead of going to lanes where I just have to help in any sort of way. I finally got my ult. I see Tigreal is in trouble again. Decides to actually go in this lane. They're still not level 4, so there's a pretty easy gank here. Didn't even need to use my ult. I see a low Eudora top, and since I have ult, that should be a pretty easy gank if I can catch her out. Luckily for me, I'm pretty sure that the Cylong is actually baiting her out with his low HP, so it's a very easy gank for me. As a jungler, and as playing Hilda in a lower rank, where I know people ain't as mechanically well stable as I am, I really use the early game to my advantage. I really need the early game advantage, like gold wise, XP wise, in order to make sure I can push the lead even more and snowball even harder. That's why I always look out for easy gank lanes where I'm almost 100% certain I would get a kill. As you can see here, there's 2 low people mid lane. So I managed to gank that one. And then every time I'm not ganking, I'm farming jungle. I don't spend much time waiting on a boost, waiting for my time to strike on a lane. That's why every time I'm farming jungle, I always look out on the map, making sure what lanes I should push next. Positioning myself to the jungle camp of the lane I want to help. I haven't helped bot lane this game, so I decide to go take my buff bot lane, take the jungle minions bot lane, and look out for when I will be able to gank bot lane. That's the most important part. Right here, I'm actually checking the stats of bot lane. I wanted to see how much stronger our Balmond was versus theirs, and just in general get a feel of how that lane is going. So that's why I looked at the tab score there. I looked at their 2 Balmond scores and decided that I actually found out that their Balmond is a bit ahead. So therefore ganking him would actually help us out. That would add some pressure to him and help out our Balmond. Sadly, I mess up the ult here, so we don't get the kill, but I do add pressure and our Balmond can start some farm. And I know that I have to return to this lane soon again, just to make sure he doesn't lose it too much. Yeah, I see my team pushing mid. I decided to just join in, make sure we get that turret for free. Maybe push another one. I apply a lot of pressure to the God, getting a kill here, hoping that maybe we could push another turret, but God did enough damage to our minions that wouldn't be possible. Yeah, I'm getting chased by Eudora. I'm kind of scared of her. I don't have my ult, so I can definitely not fight her straight out. And her damage is just always scary. Eudora has a lot of damage after this recent buff. Here I decide to go back because, as you can see, Balmond is actually putting a lot of pressure on bot lane, and I decide that I need to contest him. But I cannot spend too much time down here because I can't really push against the Balmond, and he's one of the harder ones to gank. I really do not want to spend much time down here. I still need 4 more stacks to evolve my ult. And Balmond is very far ahead too. You see we are both level 8. I'm actually not that far ahead of him, so I can't really just go in, kill him, get on with it. So that's why I don't like spending much time down here, but at this point it was necessary in order to protect. And now I need to go mid lane because no one is there and they're pushing the mid turret. Decided to take red buff first to make sure I have the most amount of possible damage, since I'm gonna be in there 1v2 if I just went straight there. Now my teammate is there too. So I see easy kills, and yeah, making sure I just again farm up my passive on my ult, getting those easy kills early, branding a lead, and then now that that is cleared, I'm looking down bot lane, making sure Belmont isn't pushing. I don't see him down there, so it's pretty safe for me to take this camp meanwhile. I do end up going bot lane, pushing the minions, just to make sure our wave is pushing. Because I know the second I'm not bot lane, Belmont is going to put pressure on, and if we lose that inhib bot lane, it's going to be a very hard game to win. As you can also see, I actually changed up my build here. I'm not going for Windtalker this game. Windtalker is a little bit weaker item on Hilda. You kind of want the burst damage from Heptaseas and stuff like that. So my priority was actually to get more damage so I could be able to burst down both Eudora and God. So damage is super scary. So I adapt to the fact that the enemy has a lot of damage and I need the same amount of damage in order to actually have a chance in this game. Yeah, I just get the engagement on Eudora and it's just gonna be an easy kill. I got my 8 stacks, so my damage is way out the charts. And also we get the Heptaseas, so our basic attack is enhanced. And since I can get the drop on people, like Hilda's damage is just so strong. Especially after the first 8 stacks. Here I see a lot of pressure on mid, decide that I should probably pay attention to that. Try and help out. Again, taking the red buff first. The damage you get from it, the slow is just so good. Setting up a gang where I go in behind them so they don't have anywhere to run. And then engage straight onto the god. He does flicker away, so decide to just take the Clint. Again, once again, I kind of have to respond to the Belmont down bot lane. Just making sure maybe the Salong has a challenge, so I'm currently just spectating. But he is having struggles, so I decide to actually go down here myself. We cannot afford to lose this in here. Belmont is putting a lot of pressure on, and he's playing very well. You can see his rotation is actually kind of strong. I did not expect this kind of play in this rank. Like, the second there's more than one person, he rotates out. He only goes in as far as, like, he can possibly do without getting punished. And he just have, in general, very good positioning. Here I get stunned by the god, and for some dumb reason, instead of hitting him, I'm hitting the minion, and I actually get slain for the first time in this series. So, F's in chat, guys. And, yeah. But it was bound to happen at some point. And I knew that Eudora's god's damage was just gonna be super strong. I know I'm gonna get a lot of damage this game, but I still decide to go for a super offensive build, at least for starters. Because I want to be able to one-shot their squishies. If I cannot one-shot their squishies, it doesn't matter if I'm tanky. I will run out of damage super quick. I need to be able to go in, get a kill, and go out. Here, I go in for the 1v2, but once again I get slain. I wanted to focus the god, since god is the main damage on me right now. Okay, while I'm dead, I mostly use my time to look around on the map. Look where I should go first. Here, I see the Belmont is very far pushed up. Our Belmont is losing, so I need to respond down here. Our Belmont is holding out as long as possible, so that's really good. I try to go in for their Belmont, but as you can see, it's just too tanky for me to take him down. So I just scare him away with my ult. And then push the lane to make sure our lane is pushing. You can pretty much spam Hilda's ult as much as you want, since the cooldown is super low. As you can tell, it's only 22 seconds, so I already have it up again almost. I know I can't really kill him, but I need to put pressure on him and the lane, and he's kind of afraid of me. So I'm using that to my advantage to make sure the lane is pushing. Just getting a turret mid, trying to take every single advantage I can right now, even taking their buff. I'm currently looking at the minimap, seeing Belmont is fighting our Salong. Checking out the HP before I go down there. See that Salong is already gone, so I decided to put my focus elsewhere, because our lane is push bot lane. I don't really need to be down there. Salong is fine. I can see mid that there's 2 easy kills. I'm very farmed at this point, so taking down 2 people is really easy for me. I always have an eye on the minimap, and I see Belmont's pushing down bot lane, but I also notice that my allies are definitely on the case. You have 3 people defending against the Belmont, so I decided that I can put pressure on other lanes and take the enemy's buffs. My team was going Lord, which I was pleasantly surprised about, actually, because I can't go Lord solo, and I don't expect my teammates to follow up if I go on Lord. So the second I saw that my teammates was on Lord, I thought like, yes, that's awesome, that's what I wanted them to do. Here, as you can see, I decided to actually go for a defensive item, last item. And I go for the Athena shield because they have both Eudora and God. And as you can see, those two together literally just slams me down for full HP. And I reckon that Athena shield will be able to save me from both of them, basically. Most of the damage do come from Eudora though, and the Athena shield is super strong against Eudora now. Since Eudora is burst based, and her first skill is mostly just to get a supercharge on you, and then the rest of the damage come afterwards. And Athena shield actually reduces the damage you take from magic abilities after the first one you take. And I believe it's like 40%. So that's a huge buff. Here my allies actually do clean out house, wiping out the enemy. So we are starting to turn it. We have a lot pushing. I'm allowing 5 seconds. I see God, he's kind of alone, so I decide that I just need to kill him while he's alone. God is not a problem for me, only if there's multiple people around. Because I'll have to use my burst on either him or another one, and then he will just kill me, or the other person will kill me. They have a lot of damage on enemy team. You can see, guys, we are ending at the end of the game. I have 2 Lord minions pushing the base. I decided to put as much pressure on as possible before almost dying, but it was enough to kill the base. And that's game number 3. Done and over with. We did get our first few deaths, but it is to be expected, especially playing against both Eudora and God. Their damage is just huge. And I am playing a very offensive Hilda. I do get a lot of achievements here. Sadly, it's still not enough for the emblem. I need level 10 before I can do that. End out this game with a 13-3-2 score. It's definitely one of the harder games, but it was a really good and fun game. And I really enjoyed it. I actually had a lot more fun recording these games than I thought I would have. Mostly because I actually got more... I think it's because I have to play jungle. I can't actually control a lane as much as if I was just laning. Normally if you're laning, you can just push your lane, or if you're winning the lane, you can go to another lane, and it's a lot easier to control the game than if you're jungle. On jungle, you kind of have to rely on your teammates, and you have to try and help them get a lead by ganking the lanes that you know you can help out. So this series actually made me look into the game in another way, and I really enjoyed actually playing jungle and using my mind more than anything else. But yeah, guys, if you do enjoy this series, please leave a like. Again, if we do get 30 likes in the video, I'll jungle Layla next video, and we'll see if we can win that one. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and let me know down in the comments what hero you think we should unlock next. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being, you see what I see in it, I'm typical, messing around with it, mix it up.